In nature, nothing exists alone. From the smallest insect to the largest mammal, all life is interconnected. This delicate web weaves together species, each thread depending on another. The bee relies on the flower, the deer on the grass, and the river nourishes life all around it. But this isn't just a cycle of survival, it's a system of deep interdependence. The balance of ecosystems affects everything from the air we breathe to the food we eat. Recognizing this interconnectedness helps us understand our role in the natural world, a role that calls for respect and responsibility toward nature. The survival of one species depends on the health of others. Protecting this web is essential to safeguarding the future of our planet. Take the wolves of Yellowstone National Park as an example. When they disappeared, the delicate balance of the ecosystem was thrown into chaos. Elk populations soared, leading to overgrazing, which in turn altered the landscape. Rivers became shallow, and vegetation withered. But when wolves were reintroduced decades later, the balance slowly returned. The elk populations were managed, plants began to thrive again, and the rivers were revitalized. This is the power of a keystone species, a single species whose presence or absence dramatically impacts the entire ecosystem. It's a reminder that all creatures, no matter their size, play a crucial role in maintaining nature's equilibrium. Trophic cascades are nature's way of keeping things in balance. When predators like wolves control prey populations, the plant life in an ecosystem can flourish. Without this regulation, prey species overpopulate and vegetation suffers. But it's not just about plants. Entire ecosystems depend on this balance. Forests, grasslands, and even oceans rely on trophic cascades to maintain their biodiversity. Take the seas, for example. Without sharks, smaller fish populations grow unchecked, damaging coral reefs and depleting resources. Every organism plays a role, creating a ripple effect through the entire ecosystem. When one part of the system collapses, the rest follows. Throughout history, humans have pondered their place in nature. Aristotle viewed nature as an interconnected system, where every organism plays a vital role. Indigenous philosophies, too, echo this sentiment. These ancient teachings emphasize the responsibility of humans as stewards of the earth. In indigenous cultures, nature is not something to be conquered or controlled, but rather something to be cared for and respected. Even modern philosophers like Arne Naess, the father of deep ecology, argue that every living being has intrinsic value. Whether it benefits humanity or not, all life deserves our respect. These philosophies remind us that the earth is not just our home. It's a complex living system, one that we are deeply a part of. Today's environmental thinkers challenge us to rethink our relationship with nature. Aldo Leopold, in his groundbreaking work, A Sand County Almanac, argued that humans have an ethical duty to the land. He believed that land isn't just soil, but a community of life, plants, animals, water, and air, each piece vital to the whole. When we harm one part of this system, we harm ourselves. This concept of land ethics encourages us to extend our moral concern beyond just other humans to the entire natural world. It is not enough to protect nature because it serves us. We must protect it because it is the right thing to do. Nature's survival is our survival. The balance of life on Earth is fragile. Human activities like deforestation, pollution, and climate change are threatening ecosystems on an unprecedented scale. Each year, thousands of species disappear, many before we even discover them. The loss of biodiversity weakens ecosystems, making them less resilient to environmental changes. Our air, our water, our food security, they all depend on healthy ecosystems. Yet, through activities like deforestation and unsustainable farming, we are eroding the very foundations of life. If we continue down this path, the impacts on both nature and human society will be profound and irreversible. Across the globe, biodiversity is under siege. In the Amazon, the world's largest tropical rainforest, deforestation is accelerating, driven by logging, agriculture, and mining. The Amazon is home to millions of species, many of which are found nowhere else on Earth. Its destruction doesn't just harm these species, it impacts the global climate, as the Amazon plays a critical role in regulating carbon. Similarly, the world's coral reefs, which support over 25% of all marine life, are bleaching due to rising ocean temperatures. These case studies from Brazil to Australia show us the urgent need for action. The loss of one ecosystem sends shockwaves through the entire web of life. Communities are at the heart of biodiversity conservation. Farmers, local leaders, and conservationists are working together to restore ecosystems and protect biodiversity. Sustainable farming practices, reforestation projects, and community conservation efforts are turning the tide. In some areas, species once on the brink of extinction are making a comeback. Farmers who adopt agroforestry, a practice that integrates trees into agriculture, not only improve their yields, but also help restore the local environment. Communities that prioritize sustainability are not only preserving biodiversity, but ensuring their own well-being. Healthy ecosystems provide clean air, fertile soil, and stable climates, vital for both nature and people. Each of us has the power to make a difference. Whether it's reducing plastic use, supporting local conservation efforts, or simply planting a tree, our actions can help restore the balance. The zero waste movement is a powerful example of how small, personal choices can have a big impact. By reducing what we consume, reusing what we can, and recycling the rest, we reduce our footprint on the planet. Supporting local farmers, choosing renewable energy, and educating others are ways we can all contribute to biodiversity conservation. Together, our individual actions combine to create meaningful change. The web of life is vast, intricate, and fragile. It's a reminder that all living beings, humans, animals, plants, are interconnected. When we harm one part of the web, we weaken the whole. But we also have the power to heal. By embracing our role as stewards of the earth, by nurturing biodiversity, and by taking action today, we can protect the future. The web of life is not just a metaphor, it's the very foundation of our existence. Let us protect it, for the sake of future generations.